Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Now, as you guys can tell by the title and what you're seeing on your screen, this is a completely different video than normal, but I guarantee you it's still going to be a fun one. You guys are going to learn a little bit more about me, and hopefully you're going to be super motivated and inspired after you watch this video, okay? Now, how was I able to afford this car? As you guys know, this is my car. If you don't know, well, it's a 2018 Audi S5 Prestige Edition. It's nothing crazy, but it's definitely worth it's something, right? Like I'm proud of it. I was able to buy this last year on my own, so I'm very proud of it. And here's what I posted on my Instagram. If you guys want to go, follow your boy, go ahead. I'll leave the link in the description, or you could go search it up. But anyways, here's what I posted yesterday. I finally, posted my first post on Instagram, and it was of my car. And I really want to talk about this because people need to understand like what it takes and kind of just like my whole story. It's gonna be a fun video for sure. So. Well, right now I'm 21 years old. And when I initially started my like entrepreneur journey was probably when I was 13 years old. I saw like growing up, I watched YouTubers and like just kind of like thinking about the fact that you can upload videos, like play games, just be yourself and make money, like a lot of money was just super cool to me, right? And ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to do something different. And YouTube was like that first experience of like, being able to like start my own business as a kid. So I started uploading like reaction videos to like Rice Gum's music. I was uploading vlogs of me going like to Tim Hortons, like a coffee shop, basically, for those of you who don't know, like a local coffee shop. I'd literally like vlog when I was a kid, right? And I wasn't, getting any results, but just being a kid, it was just cool to, do that. And then I started kind of getting into like flipping things. That's when I really was like, okay, you can actually make money from like non-normal jobs, like what the world tells us. So I would like buy stuff for cheap and then just resell it, right? Like you buy something, you see a good deal on Facebook Marketplace, you buy it and you resell it. Probably when I was like 14, 15, right? And then as I was growing up, I've tried, like, guys, this is what I'm trying to stress here. I have spent thousands of hours towards business as a whole, right? Like growing up, like I was always doing something. I've given drop shipping 5 different tries. Like, I've spent like all-nighters, trying to build websites, trying to learn how to run ads. I've ordered products. I've made ads. I've started a clothing brand, right? Like I actually made content. I actually went to a manufacturer and I actually made a sweatshirt of my clothing brand. I never ended up doing anything with it, but like I've spent that time, you know what I mean? Like I've given it a shot. I still wear that sweatshirt to this point. I've run multiple YouTube channels. Like I've spent thousands of hours like making content, like genuinely, you know what I mean? Like coming up, I used to have a Fortnite channel, which was kind of like pretty big. It was like my first big like moment. I was getting like a lot of views. I was making money as a kid. It was cool, right? And like it was like that experience, I guess. I'm trying to think of whatever else I've done. I've done crypto. I've done day trading. Tried futures trading, meme coins, NFTs. Like any business model you can think of, I have done it. Okay, like I'm trying to say this to show you guys that it's not really just like a 1 week your life can change if you've never done anything else. Like I have been, chasing this goal and this lifestyle for ever since I was like 13 years old. Like every single day of my life, I am trying to get to, some point, that stage of like, I made it, right? Like that is my goal, and it's been my goal for years. And I'm doing whatever makes sense, okay? So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a background. Now let's come a little to the future when things get crazy. So after my YouTube and stuff was kind of not doing too good, I obviously needed to make some money. So I was like, you know what? Let's find a job, right? Like it was summertime. I had time. I was like, let me work a job. At least I'll save some money. So I ended up applying to like 1,000 places, and I got a call back randomly. Like I did like so many interviews. Like I didn't get a job. I was kind of just like waiting, right? It's been like 3 weeks at this point, and I get a call and they're like, oh, is this Ronik? I'm like, yeah. It's like, oh, you applied here. Do you still, are you still interested? I was like, yeah, sure. Because I when they said that, I don't even remember applying there, but I needed anything. So I was like, sure. I went and did my interview, and at my interview, I literally talked about the fact that I used to run like a Fortnite gaming channel, and like just my whole like, what I want to do. Like I want to be an entrepreneur, and like I was kind of just being me, like whereas other people, when they do an interview, they basically lie, and like, you want to talk about your education and your degrees. I was just being me. I was just keeping it real, and they liked it. And I was the youngest one. Like I was the youngest one they ever hired. and they hired me, and it was like a sales job, but it was like a retail sales job. So you would get paid hourly, but you'd also get commission. And this was my first ever time like kind of experiencing commission and like sales. And I thought like commission was like kind of like tips, you know, like how servers make tips. So I thought it was good, but I didn't think it would be crazy. Like 2-3 months into it, I was making like $2,000-$3,000 just off commission. And every month, as I got to realize like the power of like sales and like the more you sell, the more you make, I was just obsessed because again, I still have that same hunger, that same drive for me to make it. So no matter what I'm doing, whether it's YouTube, whether it's sales at the time, I'm gonna give it my all. So I really just started to grind at my job. I was just becoming better at selling. And by like month 4 or 5, I was making like a cool 5, 6, 7K every month. And at the time I was like 18 or something. And that's when I bought my first car, which was a orange BMW. I'm very grateful I was able to get that car. It was like 2014, but it was very nice though. And I was able to buy that car and I kept working. And that year, quarter, like Q4, so November, December, when there's a lot of sales happening, I made like my most money ever. I think it was $9,000 in December of like 2023. And I was just like, this is crazy, right? Like sales, you know, like this is a normal job. Like I was just at a store, like a retail store. And like at the age of like 19 at the time, being able to make $9,000 was crazy, right? Like even like my parents don't make that much every month. So it's just like kind of like a blessing in a way. And like knowing that it's possible, like I got to experience it. But for those of you who know anything about sales, it's very reliant on the month of the year. Yeah. So like in November, December, it's really good, right? Because it's Christmas. There's a lot of buying power, but like January, February, it's dead. So 2024, January, February, I'm still working there, but now like, you know, having that 9K month, the next month was like 3K or 4K, right? Like almost less than half. So I was like, damn, right? Like it kind of averaged out to just be like average. And yeah, and then I guess April of that month, I ended up moving like an hour away from home for university. Like I switched my university. I used to go somewhere like nearby. Then I switched and I had to move. And that's where I was staying. That's where you guys have been watching my videos. Like it's different now. I'm back home, but like that's where I was staying. And I honestly didn't work for like 6-7 months. And I was like, I'm going to give YouTube another try. I did. I got another channel, long form monetized, but it just wasn't like giving me enough money, if that makes sense. Like I was spending hours every day, but the return wasn't there. So I started looking for a new job, got another job, similar sales job, because now I've realized the power of sales. And I worked at that job for like 3 months. It was honestly horrible, like really bad co-workers, really bad manager. The environment was really bad. Okay. And if you want to like succeed in sales, you have to have a very good environment, right? Like it has to, like everybody has to have like that friendly competitiveness and like, you know, everybody has to have like that winning mentality. It just wasn't there. So I quit. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do YouTube for a bit, or I'm going to figure it out, right? Like YouTube, e-com. I gave everything another try. And that brings us to 2024. It's summertime. I'm just doing my thing, you know, nothing crazy. And I get this opportunity from like a friend of a friend to do like door-to-door sales. Okay. And like basically everybody says bad things about door-to-door salespeople, but these people are like young, 20-year-old, 21 years old, making like 10K, 15K. That's what I heard at the time. And I was like, shoot, what am I going to lose? I'll give it a try. And I started door-to-door. And I promise you, it is 10 times harder than you think it is. Like door-to-door sales is one of the hardest, but one of the best things to do. Okay, like it really is. Like I can't even put into words. Like you're gonna have to like, experience it, but it's really worth it because of what it does to you. Like I wouldn't be who I am without that experience. And I did it. I grinded. You know, I was knocking doors every day. You know, for this company, and this was a full commission job, by the way, where you literally only get paid if you sell. So there would be days I would go knock doors for 8 hours. And if I don't get a sale, I make $0. Okay. And that's why most people would just quit. It's the same thing. I want you guys to realize that like in life, in these like positions to get to that next level, it requires a certain type of person. Even in that sales job, I got to experience like, you know, door to door, like 90% of the people I joined with didn't work. They quit. They couldn't do it. Again, it was just a mindset thing, right? It's like you have to realize something that's worth doing will not be easy. It's not going to happen quick. These people are coming in like, yeah, first week I'm going to knock and make $10,000. Like, again, unrealistic. And those people just go back and they work a normal 9 to 5 again. And then that's that. And then they're always going to be like, yeah, sales sucks, blah, blah, blah. Nah, I stuck with it. My first month, I made like less than an average person would make, but I was getting better. I was learning skills, right? And at the end of the day, remember, this is full commission. So I make as much as I sell. this is important to know because as I get better at selling, I start to make more. So the month after was a pretty good month, but that same company had another like division for phone sales. So like instead of knocking doors, I would just make calls and sell people over the phone. And I just felt like I'd do a lot better at that because number one, like, you know, you could just say and like make a lot of calls. Whereas like door to door, you got to go like knock on doors. Some people like don't answer and you're wasting so much time. The weather. Again, I just felt like I'd be better. I switched. My first 2 weeks, guys, I'm not even lying. I worked 8 to 10 hours a day and I made $130. Okay, now some of you might think that's a lot of money, but if I even worked a bare minimum job, I would have made like $600-700, right? Like working 2 full weeks, but I made $130. Guys, that is like, it's nothing. Like anybody would have quit. And I was honestly on the verge of quitting, but again, I know like I just had to like really lock in. So I got honestly very obsessed with getting better, with getting my tone better, with just being more motivated. And like, it's kind of like the gym. The more reps you put in, the stronger you'll get, right? So for me, the more calls I made, the better I would get. And like, I was in that environment, that place, like the, you know, the company, it was mostly the average age was like 20-year-old, right? And I was working with people, with like people younger than me. People were like 18 or 19 making 10K. And at that point, like, it was real, right? Because before I didn't know, I was just like, I heard, but now I'm actually working with these people. I'm seeing these people, you know, close sales. I'm seeing the parking lot. Like, I know it's real. They did it. Why can't I? I honestly just like, it was just like a, like, if I quit, you know, I wouldn't be where I am. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it my all. I remember it was July 1st. You know, I literally locked like that. I locked in. I started grinding harder than anybody, staying back longer than anybody, watching like motivational videos consistently. I started journaling. I started reading. Like, I really was like, I'm going to give this my all. That month, I made 7K. Okay. Like it was the craziest month ever. Like nobody expected it. The next month, I think like 8K, and I became a team lead. So now I had a team of 4 people under me. The month after that, July, 14K. That's the month. Yeah, the third month basically. No, it was the second month actually. July is when I locked in. August was like a 14K month. And I literally bought this car in August because, you know, again, I was consistently making that money. Like, it was just like, it made sense. And that's when I bought this car. In August, I became a team lead. I made 14K. Like, I was I was that guy. I'm not gonna lie. In that month, I was that guy because like I kind of just came out of nowhere. I only worked at that place for like 2 months, and like I was doing numbers that nobody did before. People that have been there for like 8 months, 9 months, and people watched me do it live. They watched me put in the work harder than anybody else. It wasn't just like I got lucky. It wasn't just like, you know, I did something illegal. Like, people saw me grinding day in and day out. Like, everybody would leave at 6. I would be there till 8, 9 p.m. every day, just wanting to get better. And it paid off. It paid off quick, to be honest. Like, and the thing is, like, when you start winning and like that success, you know, that taste of success, even in YouTube, like, you know, imagine you're uploading every single day and you're getting like 100 views, 1,000 views. You're stuck in the view jail, right? But then you get that one short that hits like 1 million views. That, like, the feeling of that, I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, it just like gets you obsessed with like wanting more. So same with me. Like, when I made like that first big money, like I had a day, I remember in July, I still remember this like, so, you know, extensively. I basically had a day where I made over $1,000, and I've never done that in my life before. It was like the best feeling ever. And like, I just got obsessed with like wanting to be better, wanting to do better, right? And I was always being like genuine with my customers too. Like, a lot of people would just get the sale and just be kind of like shitty salespeople. But like, I was just so obsessed with like, you know, winning, but also knowing that like you can succeed by doing the right things. So I kind of just, you know, I just kept going, man. It was just going really good. But then some things happened and the company just shut down. And I was just like, I was lost. I'm not going to lie. You know, my life was coming together. I was making so much money. I was having fun while doing it, to be honest. You know, like, sales is such a thing. Like, bro, like, I could just make a call. I could close a deal and be done for the day in like 10 minutes. Right. And like, it was amazing. I'm not going to lie. And it really sucked. And I was just like, damn, like, what do I do now? Do I go back to school, or like, do I get another job? And I was like, it made sense. I went back to school, and this was in last year, like December. And I'm just like sitting at home, and I'm like, bro, like, where do we go from here? You know, I just made like 14K 3 months ago. I was making like all this money, and now I'm not making any money. I have this car to pay for. Like, what am I going to do? And like, again, like I told you guys, ever since I was 13, there's never been a period in my life where I'm not doing anything. Like I can't not do something. If I fail, okay, cool, I'll just do that. Like I'm never gonna quit. It's so weird. Like I can't just not do anything. Like I always have to be doing something. So right when that finished, I started YouTube. I started another new channel, long form, grinded it, didn't work out. Saw people doing YouTube shorts, and I'm like, you know what? Let me give it a try. And I was like, let me document it. And boom, that's the channel that you guys have been seeing. The ranking channel. It just took off, and ever since then, I've been just going crazy. And like obviously, me doing YouTube, ever since I was a kid, like I have that experience. I've done thousands of videos by now. But like it's just crazy how things end up working out. But the good news is obviously I'm still running YouTube, running a bunch of other stuff, but I'm getting back into sales, except now I'm going into high ticket sales. So before I was selling like products basically, or services, whatever you want to call it. Like the average price of such a thing was like $80. Now I'm selling things that have a price of like more than 10 times that. So I would sell less, like it's harder to sell, but it pays a lot more. There's a lot more opportunity. So I'm getting into that. I don't want to exactly say what it is, but I've been like studying, I have to get my license for whatever this is. I have to do exams for it. It's been 3 months in the process, but I think by next week I'm going to start. So I'm not only going to be doing my YouTube now, I'm also getting back into sales. So it's going to be a good summer. I'm super locked in, but that is how I was able to, buy my car, to be honest. And I'm telling you guys, M4 competition is coming before the end of this year. Before my birthday, November 1st, 2025, I will have an M4 competition. I promise you. Like guys, it's literally like, what is it? It's almost 2 a.m. I'm cracked out. I got my second can of Monster. Like I am so locked in. I want you guys to know this video, okay? I want you to know that anything is possible. It doesn't matter what your family tells you, what your friends tell you. Just remember, anybody who doesn't have or is where you want to be, it doesn't matter what they say, right? Like if my friend who's making 4K a month tells me that I can't succeed at a business, succeed at YouTube, and I listen to him, I'm really the idiot, right? Because that person has never made such money. How is he going to tell me what I can or can't do? Okay, and I really want you guys to emphasize on this. Even your parents, they want the best for you, but if they're not driving the car you're driving, how are they going to tell you what to do, right? Because at the end of the day, there's people in this world that drive Lamborghinis, that drive BMWs, I don't know, whatever you think is a nice car. But, like, I just kind of like, it was a thing where it's like, I'm very grateful that at an early age, I've realized that like anything is possible. And like, no matter what, you just got to keep going, bro. Like, I promise you, like, I really want you guys to understand this. Like, it's not easy. It's probably the hardest thing in the world. And like, people think that like, being an entrepreneur or like running a business is easy. And like, the sad part is like, a normal job, you go work 8 hours, like whatever, right? Like 8 hours is what people think is a long time. But when you're doing your own business, when you're running your own channel and, anything like this, bro, like there's not a second, of the day that goes by where you're not thinking or you're not doing something. And unfortunately, most people just don't realize that, right? Like even my friends, like anybody I know is like, nobody really knows what it takes to get to where I am. They're only going to see the results, right? Like if I tell my friends like, yeah, I make $10,000 from this channel, they're gonna, it sounds a lot easier than what it really is. And you guys know that, right? So, if you're watching this video, just be happy that you found this video. And I want you guys to take this and this moment as what I'm saying as like, a sign for you guys to know that you're on the right path. There's a reason you're watching this right now. Whoever's watching this, I don't know who's gonna want to listen to my life story for 19 minutes. But if you're really listening to this, I want you to know, like, I am nobody different. I'm just a kid who's just had extremely big dreams. And I knew, like, ever since I was a kid, like, no matter what, I would do it. And I want you to know, like, even if things aren't working out right now, there's always going to be ups and downs. I promise you, like, there's been times in my life where, like, I could have been a millionaire by now. But, like, things just happen the way they do. Just believe in God. Everything happens for a reason. Keep going. Don't quit. Do not listen to anybody, okay? Because somebody who's a successful YouTuber will never tell you to not start YouTube. Somebody who runs a successful business will never tell you not to start your business. So the people that typically tell you this are people who aren't there and don't have that ability in them to get there. I know so many people, like in my real life, that just don't have what it takes to do something different. Like they're more scared of failure than they are of just doing the same thing for the rest of their life, which is a bigger failure. You know what I mean? Like, so many people are so scared to take a risk, but it's like, bro, we have one life, right? Like this is your one chance to do something different, right? Like, bro, these cars, private jets, you see other young kids doing things, right? Like, sure, you could say it's luck, you could say they've had better situations, but just remember, there's always going to be somebody who had a worse situation than you, whoever you are, right? Whether you're a millionaire or you're, not financially well right now, just know there's been somebody who's been in a worse situation and he's made the best out of it. So just be thankful for where you are. That's very important. Always be grateful, and just know that, like, at the end of the day, if you're, if you really have it in you and you're willing to like go through like 24-hour days, no sleep, if you're really genuinely willing to like do whatever it takes, I've never heard about anybody who's been obsessed with winning and hasn't won in the end, right? It takes time. Wait your time, be patient, but I promise you we're all going to win in the end. I'm sorry, this went on a lot longer than I wanted, but like, my whole goal has always been to like inspire and motivate others, because like growing up, like knowing that nobody else has this, like the mindset is like, it kind of scares me, because it's like, bro, if I'm the one sharing my crazy dreams and goals, I'm the one that's an outlier. People will laugh at me, which kind of, it's just kind of sad, right? Because it's like mediocre, average people are so common, and it's like people can't even fathom that, like, somebody there's other ways to life, there's other things you can do, and the unfortunate part is people don't even try, bro, and it genuinely bothers me. But again, I like, we should just be happy with where we are. It's not for everybody, right? At the end of the day, the world wouldn't work if it was like that. But I do want to say that it is for anybody, okay? It's not for everybody, but it is for anybody. Even if you were one of those people who like has always been a hater and always has thought the traditional way, just know, bro, like, it's never too late, right? Like, the best time is right now for you to start and change. And yeah, that's really it, guys. If you made it to the end, you are genuinely an amazing person. I wish nothing but happiness and good luck to you. If you made it to the end, honestly, I'm going to comment a very specific word that like only you would know. And it's monster, okay? Comment monster down below. Drop a like. Hit the subscribe button. I'll leave all my links in the description. I really hope this video, even 10% inspired you guys. That'd mean the world to me. I've enjoyed sitting here talking to the camera. It just feels like I'm talking to a bunch of people right now. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. This was an amazing, very happy video to, make. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.